We are recording.
Okay, awesome. Welcome, everybody. This is Gold Consultant Courtney Palladino here, two-time IATN card holder with our lovely co-host.
Molly Foster, Gold Consultant out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
I always forget where I'm from. I'm in Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you so much, everybody, for spending your Friday afternoon with us. It is now 5:30 or so p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 Pacific Standard Time. So we truly thank you for coming on and spending your afternoon with us. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Put a shout out in the chats. If you are a dad, say dad, and we will shout you out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now this training is actually really good because we've had a lot of requests for this particular training. So definitely put in the chat. I don't see any dads in my chat right now, no dads. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Larry is a fur dad. Well, happy Father's Day, Larry, for your fur babies. So the first thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen. So Molly, I'm gonna stop yours. Okay, awesome. So everybody should see Zoom. Just put in the chat box, yes, you can see my Zoom screen. Yes. Okay, perfect. So the first thing that we're actually going to cover, we're going to go on Facebook, and excuse all the chat boxes that I belong to. I belong to an enormous amount of chats, and I like to chit chat. So we're going to just go ahead and ignore that part. Okay. So let's see. Okay, perfect. Okay. So the first thing, I want you guys to always have some paper, so you can always take some notes if you can. If you can't, no problem. We are recording this, so you can definitely watch it later. So the first thing that we're going to do, and we have 8 things that we're going to, so 6 things that we're going to cover. 2 of them are afterwards, okay? So your number 1 on your list is going to be Facebook groups, okay? We're going to cover house rentals, but I'm actually going to show you something on Facebook that's really going to help you out for house rentals. Ms. Rogers, you look beautiful. So the first thing on your Facebook group, now people are always asking, where should I go for house rentals? Where should I look, right? That seems to be a big question. Is that a big question for you guys? Just put in the chat box, yes, it's a big question, right? So the first thing, you definitely want to go and check out some of our Evolution group pages. So for instance, when you all should be already connected to Rising Tide, okay, everyone should be, who's on here, the 32 of you that are on here should be already connected to the Rising Tide. This is our Facebook, our Rising Tide organization page that Nicole and Charles Lee, our 2-star platinum, almost 3-star platinum leaders, have made just for us, okay? So on here, obviously we have everything. Congratulations, welcoming flyers, etc. You can ask questions on the Rising Tide page. But first, I want you to search this group first, okay, before you ask your questions, because it may have been asked already. So on the computer, on the left-hand side, it says search this group. If you search on the phone, it's going to be up top. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to search house rentals. And let's see what pops up. So it looks like a lot of people have already asked about house rentals, okay? And people have already answered, okay? Miss Eileen Earhart is a Gold Consultant. She said option for suppliers that will pay commission. Look at that. It's already here for you. Look at that. There's a whole list right there just for you guys. Who knew that? Who knew that already, right? So that's on Rising Tide. The next place you can look for is on the Evo Agents Travel and Question page. Evo Agents Travel and Question page. Okay, and it's the same thing. If you go on the Evo questions and answers, yes, you can ask your question. But first, go ahead and try to look at this. House rentals. And look at that. Look at how many people This is 2020, 2019, 2018. Look at all these people that have asked questions about the same thing. House rentals, cabins, Gatlinburg, etc. It's all the same stuff. So you're definitely going to have to kind of go through it, right? The next and final area that you can go ahead and look at is called the travel training questions and answers. Maybe Molly, if you could, if you can put those 3 items in the chat box, so for those who can't,
yes, doing it now.
Able to write. So the travel training questions and answers. Look, we have pages on just asking questions and answers. How helpful is that? Super helpful. So again, same thing. You're gonna search in the group for rentals, right? Maybe you're interested in Gulf Shore house rentals. Let's see what pops up. Maybe somebody has asked. Nope, nobody has asked that question. So then you can go ahead and ask that question, right? So it's the same thing. You're just going to go ahead and search it. So that's your number 1. Okay. Number 2 on your list is we're going to go on Expedia Tap and get house rentals. Did you know you can do house rentals on Expedia Tap? Yes, you can do flights, hotels, cars, and things to do, but there are houses on there. So let's go to Expedia Tap. And everybody should already be registered with Expedia Tap. If not, there's an orientation today. So let me go ahead and sign in. Okay. Now, we have hotels, bundle deals, flights, cars, things to do, groups, and ground transfers. But where are house rentals? It's a great question, Courtney. But look, if you go to hotels, and we're going to go to Arizona, we're going to do check-in on the 20th of this month and and check out on the 24th for 1 room and 4 adults. So let's just do a quick mock booking for this for a house. Yes, I'm looking for a house, but I'm going to go to hotels first. Always go to hotels first, okay? I know it sounds confusing because you're looking for a home, but go to hotels. Because when you go to Expedia Tap, guys, on the left-hand side, you can filter everything that you're looking for. Okay, we don't really need a hotel, but we do need a property type. So what's the property type that I'm looking for? Well, here it is. Cottages, ranches, apartment hotels, caravan parks, bed and breakfast, villa, hotel resorts, motel, guest houses. Okay, maybe you can be part of a guest house, or you need an apartment. Maybe you want something small. Condos, hotel, and look, private vacation homes. Perfect. It's not a hotel, but it is a property type. So definitely go to hotels first and then just filter your property type. Look at that. Now, because this is next week, a lot of the stuff is sold out. Okay, I think there was somebody on here that's from Arizona. So look, if she's wanting to go somewhere, some of it is sold out, but not all of it. Okay, so you're going to have to obviously filter what your client is looking for. Are they looking for a particular price range? How many beds are they looking for? Okay, so we're just going to take a quick look because there's not that much going on for this coming week. Okay, so if there's something specific, walking to the pool, this one has a golf and resort, and looks like this has a pool. But I think our particular client was looking for definitely a pool. So look, this one's got a river, but let's look at this one. Quiet, relaxing, level home with a heated pool. Sounds nice, right? Oh, what happened to my, uh-oh, this one may be sold out. It's temporarily unavailable. Oh, there it is. Whew, that was close. Okay, so of course, just like you would do for yourself, you're gonna look at the photographs and decide, you know, is this a place that you would wanna go to? Is this a place that you would wanna have your clients go to? Pool looks pretty nice, right? It looks like a pretty nice house. Look at that fireplace, right? You're definitely gonna look at the photographs and say, like, you know, you're gonna look at them, decide if this is something that you would even put yourself in. Would you put your client in this type of home? Who likes this house? I do. It's got a fireplace inside. It's got 2 grills right outside. It's got a whole seating area outside. Wow, I'm very impressed with this. This is a big house. This is a very large house for a very large family. And look, it's got 3 bedrooms. It sleeps 6 people. It's got 2 bathrooms, and it's almost 1,500 square feet for this nice private house. Looks good to me, right? But you have to make sure you read everything. It's a heated pool, so it's non-refundable. Why? It is next week. It is next week, okay? You're going to reserve with a deposit. It always will tell you the commission amount already, which is $30.98. Obviously, you're going to let them know that there's $54 daily property fee, and you're going to read everything about this house. Now, when you're doing a quote for your client, you can copy and paste this and just edit the words and edit all your stuff and make it look nice. You can totally do that because you're going to want to read everything. It's got French doors, it's granite countertops, it's got baking pans, it's got a baby pack and play already. This house looks amazing, okay? Look, they're offering, they've got, looks like a gym or a center of some sort of facility that you can go to, heated pool, hot tub. You know what, Molly? I think this is a good place for us to go hang out. We just bring the group. Just bring everybody. This looks like a nice place, okay? You're going to read the location, okay? And then you're going to read everything that it comes with, okay? Check in, check out, and then you can put your whole quote together. So let's go ahead and reserve this, okay? Somebody asked, is this a community pool? Well, if you're going to read about it, let's see, enter the property greeted by a private courtyard opening. Even if it was a community pool, our client still was looking for a pool. So still looking for a pool. So this is still within the pool, what they were still looking for there. Okay, continue with non-refundable rate. Now remember, I think it said this was for sleep 6 people. Sleep 6 people. $619. Sleep 6 people. That's not that bad, honestly. $619. That's what, $103 and change a person to go. And of course, it's not including the refundable the damage deposit, in case you have a party over there and damage some stuff. But for $103, that's not bad, right? I like it. I think it's a good deal for me. So that is definitely a place that you can definitely go on Expedia tab and go ahead and filter the neighborhood location. So if we didn't want this particular area, you can go ahead and filter this area and go ahead and filter anything you want. Okay, if you need a swimming pool, you can click swimming pool, and all the houses that have swimming pools will pop up, and it'll tell you if it's available or if it is not available. So it looks like all the private swimming pools are already sold out. So definitely want to encourage your clients to book sooner than closer to their check-in time, okay? So as you see, things are being sold out very quickly, especially that COVID-19 was happening. Now everyone wants to get away. So I hope that helps you on your number 2 for Expedia Tap. Does that help you guys? Put yes in the chat box if it helps you, okay? Now the next thing that we're gonna cover is profit agility, and Molly is going to take over and cover that portion, which is your number 3 on your list. So Molly, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. It's all yours.
All right. So we had Angie. I think I'm saying that right. She actually said that she needs to book something. So Angie, what are the dates and where are you looking to go? And I'll see if we can fit this into resort weeks here with Profit Agility. So I did a training the beginning of June for Profit Agility itself, talking about how to earn daily commissions versus the commissions on here. We're not going to discuss that today. This just falls in line of what we're talking about in terms of resort weeks, vacation homes, vacation rentals. And so I'm going to do a quick example here, okay? Let's say that we have big time cabin fever and we're using Profit Agility and we're going to click within 60 days. All right, so Angie's client needs to go to Orlando, Florida. So we're going to use this as an example. Let's just see what we can find. We're going to filter by destination. She wants to go to Orlando, so we're going to look at Florida just to make it a very simple booking. Apply filter. Let's see what's available. Okay, so she's looking for the dates of July 30th to August 3rd for a group of 8 and 1 pet. So this may be our perfect vendor or it may not. So let's take a look. Now, one of the things that you will need to know if you pull up your calendar is these are weekly rentals as well. So for example, if we're looking at the calendar, July 30th is a Thursday. So the rentals here typically start Saturday to Saturday. So this might not be the best fit, but just let's have a look, okay? So we have villas at the Regal Palms. We usually have private condos as well. It just depends on what's available. One of my favorite things to book in Profit Agility, though, is actually Hawaii. So I'm not seeing what Angie needs here, okay? So we'll try you with another example once we get going here. But let's take a look at something that we could book within 60 days, right? Let's say we're gonna do a team getaway. What's really nice is they have residential suites. They also have condos available. Let me sort by Hawaii and show you guys this one. I found the other day, and I hope it's still available. It was a really good deal. It was like under $200 for a condo. Because in Hawaii, you know, it's very expensive for the rentals. So we have the Kona Islander, okay? We also have resorts here as well, but then if you keep looking, you can actually find condos too, those beachy condos that everybody loves. So you can just look through and find those. Let's say, for example, that we're gonna pick, let me find, right here, Gardens at West in Maui. 1 bedroom sleeps up to 4, and this is August the 8th through the 15th, right? Maybe they don't want to stay in one of those fancy hotels and have to pay all these resort fees. Let's see how good of a deal this is. So it says right now that they're going to save a lot of money. So let's click this and see just how much they're saving. Everything that's included, right? The gas and barbecue area, hot tub, outdoor swimming pool, those are huge. And now let's check out the pricing. So she said that she needed 8 people. So we'd actually have to book 2 rooms if this was the exact property that she wanted, because it only sleeps 4 apiece, right? So let's take the most affordable one. Let's just say that we're gonna book this, right? And again, today's training is not to go over actually how to book this in terms of invoices and things. It's just to give you an example and some snapshots as to some of the different vendors that you can use. So they're saying right here that the resort week is $817. There's actually no security deposit at all. The processing fees have been waived. So let's just say you had a family of 4, and I like what Courtney does with her calculator as well. 8, 17, 72, let's say that there's 4 people, that's $204.43 for a whole week for an awesome place in the Gardens of Maui. So that's pretty good. Now, if you were to find this somewhere else, of course, you can add your commissions. You can take those away. You can play with this, right? It makes your total commissions go up. But one of the things that Ron Archer also talks about all the time is that the agents with Evolution really don't use this profit agility, especially within 60 days and up to 12 months inside of this tab for resort weeks. And he thinks that we should start to utilize that a little bit more. Now, Tessa had a question. How do you work the commission? Right here. So when you actually go to book it, Tessa, there's going to be a commission control. It only gives you a ceiling. It doesn't give you a floor. So if this was your own booking, for example, and you're like, hey, I don't want to charge myself commission, just take it down to 0. And the cost drops down to $732.38. Yes, there is also a recording of the invoices for this on Rising Tide 3. Perfect. So that's a really quick snapshot about profit agility. If you're taking notes, that will be number 3 on your list. And the next one that we're going to cover is we're actually going to start branching out into cabins. And we're going to start with one called Acorn Cabins. And Courtney's going to take over this one. Are you ready, Courtney?
Yes, I am.
Hit it.
Okay. Okay, guys. So we're going to head to a new site. It's called acorncabins.com. And Miss Molly, if you can put that in the chat for everybody. acorncabins.com. Okay. Now this is a site, obviously you can do any sort of cabin rentals for as many adults and children for your group as you like. It is very helpful. You can definitely search. There's some cabins that have indoor pools, outdoor pools, saunas in their house. It's actually really nice. So let's go ahead and pick some dates and hopefully they are available. So let's go ahead and do next year. Let's try April, and we're gonna stay for a good week. Guests, let's aim for 10. So we want a big group, okay? Molly, I can't see the chat, so I'm sure you have control over that.
I got you covered.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we did one, we're just looking at cabins. Now, when you're on acorncabins.com, you will earn commission through Acorn Cabin Rentals, okay? And Molly will post this in the chat. You have to, you have to write to D Grover, D-E-E, Grover, and the email is D-E-E at antbugs.com. So DEE at antbugs.com to let them know that you are a travel agent with Archer Travel, so you can earn commission money. Now it is 10% commission money. Okay, 10% is the commission amount. You will not, however, receive commission. Okay, this is the downfall. You will not receive commission on holidays, peak months, or the month of July and the month of October. But for any other time, you will receive commission money. Okay, so you have to really think about when you're booking certain cabins, certain areas, where do you really want to go to? Okay, so if this is a good place you want to head to, great. Okay, if it's not for you, no problem. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and pick one. Okay, let's just say we have a big group going. You know, they're not quite sure what they want, but they know they want something that's going to be a total wow factor. Okay, so we went ahead and just kind of looked at all these houses here. Now you can obviously search for their particular dates, but if you were not this, okay, here's one, Sleeps 12, Pigeon Forge. So Molly, I guess afterwards, you can show maybe a map of, we've got Pigeon Forge, and then we have Gatlinburg. I know you and I know kind of a difference of the location-wise, geography-wise, but some people who have not been there may not really understand where these areas are in Tennessee, because there is a difference.
Yes, I'll pull it up for you, no problem.
Okay. Okay, so here's a good example. This looks like a really nice house. They're always going to put a really nice picture, so you go, wow, look at that one, right? Okay, we've got a log cabin with 2 hot tubs, 2 kitchens, 2 gas grills, close to Pigeon Forge. Okay, fishing. Wow, let's take a look at this one. And this is a really good way also where you can put together mock bookings and send them out online. Okay, so you can post pictures, because there are people out there looking for cabins. They're like, wow, that's a really nice cabin. That's a lot of nice amenities for this cabin. Look at that hot tub. Look, you just sit there looking out at the river there. Okay, you got a bonfire too outside. We've got some really nice places to head to, Molly. Look at this house, is amazing. And it's got 2 kitchens. Molly can totally cook her stuff, and I can cook mine, and we can meet in the kitchen. We can meet in the dining room. So you're obviously going to want to look at all of the things that this home has to offer. Okay, and then obviously you're going to read everything that this house has, because all the things that you're pinpointing when you're doing your quote, that's the wow factor that you're going to have on your clients. Okay, when you say, yes, it's got a kitchen, but when you say 2 kitchens, it's got, 3 queen beds, it's got a tub shower, it's got 60, here it is, a cabin that has bourbon barrel video games with 60 games for the kids. Now that's something, if this family has kids, or if you're just putting this out on Facebook or wherever, like, that's something that someone's going to think about, like, wow, something to do for my kids when they're inside, just in case if it rains, or at nighttime when they're getting bored in the evening time. Okay, there's gazebo, fire pit, 2 grills, 2 hot tubs. Amazing, right? This house looks amazing. You're going to read all the amenities on here to do your quote, and of course it tells you when you can and cannot attend. So as you see, all the X's in gray, that means it's not available. It is not available. So you're really going to look, and you're like, well, I really want to go in June. Well, obviously this home is not available for June, so you have to pick a totally, different spot. Okay, but maybe it could be available at another time, like in May or June of next year. Okay, and it'll tell you the price. So we're going to go ahead, and you can obviously pick what you would like to arrive, and you're going to depart on Saturday, let's just say. Okay, here's your total. And now remember, this slept up to 12 people. It says 12 people. So here's your beds. So you're going to determine there's 4 queens, so you can fit 2 adults in each one. 2, 4, 6, that's 8. Twins, what, maybe a person in each one, that's 6. Sofa beds, that's 8. So, comfortably, it says 12, right? You just have to really look at the bedding, okay? Really think about the bedding of how many people can fit in each of these beds. Are they going to bring, a camper, a sleeping bag or whatever it is? But let's just say this is 12 people for the $3,500 for those couple of nights, okay? That's for next year. That's not too bad, right? Outside looks like a really nice place too. 12 people, about $300 a person. That's not bad for that whole place. That's not bad, and you can definitely still have enough money for everybody to do some excursions while they're in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area. Does that help you guys? So you can definitely go, and let's go back home so you don't have to do a specific time frame, but you can do, see, pet friendly cabins. So if you want a cabin that's only pet friendly, go ahead. Cabins with game rooms for the adults, right? Or for kids. Cabins with theater rooms. Pools inside their cabin. That sounds like good. That sounds like good for me. I'm okay with that. Pools with cabins with pools. Look at all these cabins with pools, indoor pool, okay? So you can definitely narrow down everything that you're going to want for your client, that you're gonna need for your client, okay? Definitely put in the chat box, yes, if that helps you. Yes, if that helps you, okay? This is a really good site for you guys to know. And just know 10%, and plus you have those other items that you're not gonna get commission on that Molly had posted in the chat. Is everybody good on that one, Molly?
Yes. Judith just had one question, but I think Bobby answered it, but we'll address it just in case. So she says, just to be clear, do we email after we have booked, or do we email now to be able to book with commission?
Great question. You want to book before you start booking, because once you book and then you let them know, sometimes vendors will just say, well, next time you'll be able to get the commission money. Okay, so you definitely want to do that before you start booking. It may take a couple of days. It may be instant access. I'm not quite sure. Okay, but this one has to do for Tennessee only. Yes, so this is for Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. Okay, see it says Acorn Cabins in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Smoky Mountains. Okay, so all of it's right here. It tells you you've got Dollywood nearby, Ripley, shopping, whitewater rafting, etc. So it's a really good site. Okay, so definitely want to do that beforehand before you go ahead and book. Okay, so Molly, I think you wanted to show them maybe the map difference of everything.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the map. Now, this is really funny because this is exactly where I'm from. If you guys look at this map, don't laugh too much, but all these hearts and things, this is actually where I grew up, like born and raised. I went to college here and I went back here. But I want to show you a little bit of where you're actually looking at Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, if you've ever heard of like Myrtle and places like this. So if we zoom out, right, we're in the state of Tennessee. They did a special yesterday on Nashville and Memphis on evolution, which was kind of funny. So Knoxville and then surrounding areas of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge are actually on the east side of the state. So if we scroll in a little bit, if you have clients that are wanting to fly in, the airport is actually in Maryville, which is a very small town just at the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. So if your clients fly in, they actually fly into this area here called Alcoa. And there's a couple of different ways that they can go into, but let's just say that they're going up through Seymour and going into Sevierville. And I'm going to take you on a little journey here if you have clients that are going or if you're interested, okay? So Sevierville is actually where they have a ton of outlet malls. This is where I grew up shopping for Black Friday. It's huge, it's massive. They have go-karts, they have golf, they have all kind of stuff that kids can do, right? As we go up, as we start to get into the mountains, you'll find Dollywood. And that's basically like a redneck Six Flags. I grew up going there 4 or 5 times a year. It's owned by Dolly Parton, and she did a lot to give back to the community in this area. Now, if we're continuing up to actually get into the Smoky Mountains, we have Pigeon Forge, which is another really good area for shopping and dining for your family. And then as you head into Gatlinburg, there is something called Ober Gatlinburg. So if you're going in the winter, there's an area called Ober Gatlinburg where they can go ice skating, where they can go tubing, where they can actually go skiing. It's usually some fake snow, but it's in the Gatlinburg area. So Gatlinburg is kind of the retail area. And as you go up into the mountains, you really can't see the terrain too much, but this is all the entire Smoky Mountains. When you drive up, you're actually on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. And there's some wonderful hiking. There's an area that's super famous called Cleman's Dome. About 5 years ago, we had a huge fire. So a lot of the trees have unfortunately been burned. If you're into hiking, this is one of the most famous areas to hike. It's called Mount LeConte. And there is a way that you can stay in a little cabin where the donkey brings your food up, but it does book out at least a year in advance. So it's kind of hard to get. But this is in general the area of where, if you're booking for your client, they'll be staying is Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and all around the Townsend area, actually into the Smoky Mountains. A lot of the vendors on the list that Courtney is going to provide to you at the end of this kind of are in this region. This has been the new hot spot for the mountain getaways for families, especially in the Southeast. It's become quite a tourist destination. So we just like to kind of give you a bit of a map as to where we're actually talking about if you're not familiar with the Southeast of our country. It borders a lot of different states as well. So a lot of people will do like a week here, and they might fly down or drive down to Florida and do like a week in Florida and then go home, depending on where they're from. So there's a lot of itinerary ideas here as well. Hopefully that helps a bit. The next one that we're going to talk about is Villas of Distinction. Again, Courtney does have an amazing list that she's put together for you folks, and she will get that out to you. But let's talk about Villas of Distinction. So if you, I can put that in the chat box, no problem. Villas of Distinction. I got it. I got it. There we go. So Villas of Distinction. So what you're going to do is you actually have to, and this is what I always recommend, when you go to a website and you're not quite sure if you're on the right place, I always Google whatever I'm looking for, travel agent portal, okay? And then all you have to do is register. It's very easy. There's no waiting period on this one, so you can get immediate access. And then for travel advisors, and that's it. And then as soon as you're registered, it's going to pop you up to a site that looks like this. So if somebody wants to give me an idea of where they want to go, I will be happy to look it up for them. So these are going to be more high-end villas. These are kind of like swanky vacation places, beautiful, beautiful landscapes, some of the top-notch properties. When somebody has a mansion or a very large villa and they want to put it up, Villas of Distinction actually has a point system, and if the villa doesn't qualify for that, the upscale property actually would not be here. So they have, and you can also, if you're not familiar with them or if you're very curious, right, maybe they wanted to go to Barbados or Dominican Republic or in Italy and Europe, right, you can actually go and watch the webinars that they've done on different locations, including concierge service. All right, so Ariana says, let's go to Costa Rica. All right, let's see if it's on here. Costa Rica, perfect. Let's see what pulls up. Costa Rica is a wonderful place. Look at this, Eco Chic Adventures. Okay, I already want to go. Let's see, when do you want to go, Ariana? Throw out some dates and how many people are going to go with you. Let's plan your vacation. All right. I'll just pick something random. Let's say, no, baby shouting, no problem. September 9th, let's say we're going to go for a week, for 7 nights. Let's say there's, I don't know, 6 of us girls that want to go on a girls trip. Let's see what comes up. This one's really good. The prices are amazing. This is not the kind of stuff that you're going to find on a regular website either. These are very chic. Okay, so let's check this out. Very modern, seats 18 guests, 6 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms. This one looks really nice too. Casa Marisol. $1,260 a night, sleeps up to 18. So if we did some math on this one, let's see, where was the price? I lost it. Okay, we'll do another one. That's fine. So there's 51 Costa Rican villas that we can choose from. Let's just pick this one right here. This looks really great. This is in Guanacaste as well, which is a popular area. From $1,000 a night, rooftop terrace, you've got the pools. I assume they have a butler. I have to check. That's where Ariana is from. Yes, it's a wonderful country you're from. A custom-built steam room. Oh my gosh. Easy access to the gourmet markets. Okay, we're going. Courtney and Eileen, sign us up, okay? And then all you have to do is just do a standard booking. It'll tell you fully equipped kitchen, washer, dryer. You can see all the details here. Some are, actually, they're all king beds with an ensuite bathroom. It's really like staying in a 5-star hotel. 3 club pool beaches available with a lap pool. You also get daily housekeeping. If you're a mom and you have kids, you get house mom service. Pre-arrival things that you can set up, a welcome juice, a cold towel, and arrival. So it's really 5-star luxury all the way. It lets you know how far it is from the airport, and then it shows you, you know, kind of like what's available. Nightly rates, of course, during off-peak is going to be a little bit less. During Thanksgiving, it's going to be a little bit more. And so that's how it works. So you just register there. They do charge a 13% tax and a $40 service fee. And then one of the things on these villas that you want to pay attention to, sometimes there are minimum night stays, 3 nights, 5 nights, 7 nights, and they always disclose those here and let you know how much you have to book. And then there's other things too. If they book a certain amount, they're going to get a certain amount to spend in that area. It's called destination dollars, and they're running different specials all the time. This one's running for quite some time until the end of 2021. And it shows you exactly where it is, like we showed you in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. It shows you exactly where it is. Northwest corner of Costa Rica, a beautiful tourist area there. Very safe, wonderful, wonderful place. So that's kind of how Villas of Distinction works. All you have to do is just register for them. And they have different collections too. You could do events here, honeymoons, weddings, girlfriend getaways, corporate events. So on our presentation, we often mention that we can do corporate retreats. This is a great place to look for those. Imagine you have a team of 18 people wanting to go somewhere. If you have a couple, if you want to be pro-LGBT properties, they have those as well. If they're pet friendly, if it's multi-generational, there's so many things that you can narrow it down to here. And again, this one is called Villas of Distinction, and it's your high-end 5-star properties for those top budget travelers as well. Alrighty, and then let's see, that was number 5, and then number 6, Courtney, we're going into beds online, correct?
Yes.
Yes, co-branding. Yes, Eileen, they will offer co-branding as well. A lot of these, so if you remember, we have over 133 preferred vendors, but sometimes we have other vendors, right? We have hundreds of vendors, if you hear Nikki talk about this all the time, but they just haven't been put in the back office as preferred. So the next one that we're going to talk about is beds online. But if you're looking for something on this list when Courtney provides it to you at the end, if you don't see it, you can simply type in the name that she has there or the website or travel agent portal, and you'll be able to pick all of this up as well. So sometimes we do have vendors other than our preferred ones that we can work with. Yes. All right, so our next vendor that we're going to talk about, so this is number 6 if you're taking notes. This is Beds Online. Now, I do want to take you through the registration process of this one if you haven't already done so, because there's a piece of information here that can be a little bit confusing. So we're talking about bedsonline.com. You'll also be able to find Beds Online on the Travel Cafe. I've searched it right here. There's a few updates. They even had a webinar at some point earlier. But when you're registering for this, okay, I'm going to just put my information in just to kind of show you what it looks like, because there's one troubled area that some people are having problems with when they're registering. And I want to make sure that you guys don't have the same issue. What is your role? You are a home-based agent. And then what best describes your registration? I'm an agent in an existing agency. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to continue. Here's where the people get stumped up, okay? When it says you're going to put, here, I'll go ahead and enter all this information in so I can show you. So Archer Travel Services, agency phone number, who can provide that for me? 818. 818-248. What's the last of it? I think it's 1911. 15.
1511. No, it's one of those.
You can always count on her to get the answer. Okay, so country, U.S., state, California. The reason why I wanted to show you guys this, Eileen, can you pop the address in the chat box for me so I don't have to switch screens? When you're doing this, it's going to ask you for some tax stuff, okay? And we actually called Archer this morning and talked to Jose, and he told us to put the IATA number, but I wanted to show you where to actually put it. I will pull it up on my phone, 1 second. Because this is really important. I remember when I very first started, I had a question on my notes and it said, what is the tax information? And if I would have just called at the moment when I had the question, they would have answered it. So we don't want that to happen to anybody else here as well. Okay, so let me take you to that page so you can see what it looks like. 2941 Foothill Boulevard. And the zip is 91214. 91214. Okay, so check this out. Right here, this is going to be your problem area. So we already know that Archer has an IATA number, and we know that it's 05824840, okay? The legal name, we all know it's Archer Travel Services. And if you need to watch this again, we do have it recording. The tax ID will also be the IATA number, so 05824840. The name of the consortia is Travel Leaders or Travel Leaders Network. In this case, it's Travel Leaders. You put your phone number in, and why did you want to get registered? You can pick any of these, it doesn't matter. Maybe you saw it on social media. And then you click Join Beds Online. Now it takes them anywhere from 24 hours to 3 days to approve you, and then you'll be able to go in. Now, Travel Leaders Network, which again, our consortia is Travel Leaders under Agent Universe, you can actually go in and watch all of the recordings on exactly how to book on Beds Online and what they pay out and where they go. And it's very, very friendly to the travel agents. It's super easy to book online. So that is exactly how you do the registration. And then once you get access to it, you just go online again, and you'll be able to see vacation homes, you'll be able to see hotels, and again, it's called Beds Online. So we don't want anybody to get tripped up on that. We will actually put the recording into the Rising Tide 3 website under phase 2 for the travel agent trainings. So that kind of sums up Beds Online and how to register. All right, Courtney, do you want to take over from here?
Yes. Okay. So thank you so much, Molly. That was amazing. Now the next thing that we're going to do, actually, we have some time that we're going to open up for Q&A. But before I do that, I did make you guys a list of other sites that you can use that are commissionable. Please look into them on how to register with them. Each one is different, okay? So Molly, if you could maybe, I'm gonna ask, well, I'm not sure what the best way is for here, actually. Now, I think I need to screen share first. Okay, everyone should see my screen now. Okay, so I did make up a list of all of the different Myrtle Beach rentals, cabins, Orlando, Tennessee, etc. All the ones that you guys can do. Profit Agility is on there as well. So maybe, I know you guys would like this list, right? If you like this list, please put list in the chat box, okay? And then also, if you can also maybe put in the chat box, send a private message to Molly, okay? So you can, I can have this emailed to you, okay? And then we will, maybe she can screenshot this, and then I will send over the email to you today before the end of the day. So please send a private message to Molly. It should be under Courtney and Molly. Or I think they both say Courtney and Molly, so it wouldn't really matter which one.
We already have one email that's sent in. So just go ahead and put your email in. I'm going to take a screenshot and then we'll get those out later today.
Okay, so while you guys are doing that, please go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question so we don't get confused between the emails that are coming in and the questions that are coming in. So if you guys can unmute yourself if you have a booking question as far as what we were talking about.
I have a question.
Hi, Miss Bobby. How are you? Bobby Stone is
Great. Did either of y'all visit the destination weddings for Aunt Bugs and their venues?
We did see it on there. There is resort and weddings also on here. Resorts and lodges in Colorado, Bear Creek Cabins for resort and weddings. I know I did see it on there, so I'm sure everyone will probably kind of go look through it. There's just so much stuff on there.
Oh my God, you would not believe the stuff they have up there.
I'm very impressed. It's a good place. If you have not been to visit, I would highly recommend visiting there.
My aunt lives at the bottom of the Smokies, so yeah, I've been there. And Paula Dean's restaurant is absolutely to die for. They got the whiskey, you can stop and buy the whiskey. They got restaurants and stuff everywhere. They have so many venues there, like the Titanic and all these things that you can go and see and have dinner and a show at. And so when you get there, make sure you go in your back office and check your things to do and get you some coupons so you can get some stuff done.
Yes, and if you have not watched our Evo Rewards, you can go into the Rising Tide and watch Evo Rewards, and you can, when you go somewhere, you can use those coupons for when you're going to travel.
Yes.
This will be posted, and I would say, give us a couple of days, give us the weekend. It will be posted in the Rising Tide, risingtide3.com site. Okay. This will be posted there. So I think Molly received all of the emails, it looks like. Okay.
Yes, I've gotten all the way down to Linda Miller. I've got everything captured.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Is there any other questions? We've got 5 minutes left on our session. Any other questions? Do we have another email come through? Did this all helpful?
One of the things to remember and why this training is so important is because when you become a new travel agent or when you think about going away, there's so many other options besides Airbnb, which doesn't pay out commissions at all. There's VRBO and HomeAway that have inventory on Expedia Tap that we went over. But if you look at this really extensive list that Courtney has put together for everybody, there are so many different ways that you can make even more commissions just thinking outside the box. I would go through and just register for a few every day. Some of them give you immediate access, and some of them make you wait a few days because they have to send over approval to Archer. But this is a very complete list and a beautiful way to be able to start thinking outside the box for those vacations. A lot of people are driving right now and doing more of like road trips, and they want a big house or a villa for their family because they're still practicing social distancing. And if you can really grasp this list, you can increase your commissions right now for sure.
Awesome. Well, there was one more email I think coming through.
We have one question from Ariana. How do you do a mock booking for this? Same as everything else, or would you recommend anything different?
That's a great question, Ariana. So just like I was showing you guys on the Gatlinburg cabins. So let's just do a view now for pet-friendly cabins. Okay, you can totally do a mock booking, right? Because we have a lot of people that are going away with families right now. So let's just pick this first one here. This is pet-friendly homes. So as you see, it has the little dog paw on there, so you know that it's pet-friendly. So you can, use a couple of pictures. Okay, you can use a picture or two on your Facebook and type, sleeps 18 people, Gatlinburg home for family of 18, It's got, you can start listing a few amenities, you know, and I wouldn't put the total price, just, you know, whatever it is, $500, you know, per person for whatever the amount of days. Okay, you want to make it where you're going to pique their interest as to like, ooh, that looks good. Hey, Ariana, tell me more about this, right? They're going to want to come to you. That's just like, ooh, come on, let's go, book with me, right? You're reeling them in on what it is that you're trying to offer them. Does that help?
Yes, they say, thanks, ladies. This is humongous. It's amazing. Thank you, Courtney, for putting that list together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone says.
You're welcome. Well, it seems like anybody else last minute questions? We've got one more minute, then we're going to do a small close.
That seems to be it. Looks like we did our jobs today.
Yay. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining on. Reminder, tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is Sushiel's new agent orientation. She does it on Fridays. I do it on Tuesdays. And then also at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, okay, 8 o'clock Central. So if you are new, please get onto orientation. When you sign up, work on your travel training program, get on orientation, okay? Those are the steps you need to do in order to be successful and understand all the things that are going to be happening, okay? And Melissa had her email come in as well. And then also tomorrow, yes, we have trainings Monday through Friday, but we have trainings on the weekends. And if you don't know where the trainings are for the weekends, go on risingtide3.com, go to live trainings, and you can see the schedule. Now, I'm going to put in the chat box, there is, and actually, Molly, I'm just going to show them on Facebook where this other one is. Okay, but tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 Eastern Time, there's a really good training with 1-star platinum Patrice Abels Vance. It's actually, it is early, but it's really, really good. So if you want to find it, it's called Evolution Events. Some of you may not be a part of this group. It is a private group, so you definitely want to answer the questions. If you do not answer the questions to be a part of the group, they will not accept you in, but it has some confetti. Okay, this is one of the groups that Sushiel will show you on orientation, but it tells you all of the events that are going on Zoom right now. Again, it'll be local when we can start going places. Okay, but let me see where it would be so at least you can see the post. Here it is. Okay, here we go. So training on Saturday morning. Okay, so it's with Miss Tony Ward and Patrice Abel Vance. Okay, so the Raw Squad at 7:30 Pacific, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern Time. Okay, so and there's the Zoom number on there. So it is an excellent training for you to get on Saturday. Of course, Saturday and Sunday there are more trainings. Just please go to the Rising Tide 3 website and check them out. And also you will get that daily text in your team chats and or your text messages with the daily training schedule that I do create every day. So you will have that by 8 a.m. You should have that by 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. If not, it'll be just a smidge later.
Let's give a round of applause as well to Courtney because she puts that awesome daily text message together. It's super detailed. She spends a lot of time going through all the websites and emails to put that together for us. So thank you so much for doing that, Courtney.
You're welcome.
Thank you both, ladies. Yeah, thank you both.
Thank you. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half to do that, but I go through every source that I can find for trainings. So, well, awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and spending Friday afternoon with Molly and myself. We really appreciate it. Again, my name is Courtney Pellegrino, Gold Consultant, almost Platinum, 2-star IATAN card holder out of Providence, Rhode Island, and my co-host.
And Molly Foster, Gold Consultant out of Las Vegas, Nevada. The next time that we do a training, we'll see Courtney as a Platinum when we introduce her. So we're pulling for you, Courtney. And thank you all so much for those of you who attended. We really appreciate it. We will have another training again next Friday, same time, 2:30 p.m. And what are we covering next week, Courtney?
Next week, we're covering social media and Facebook, your Facebook profiles. So please, next week, take a look at the daily training schedule because at the bottom, there could be a question and you may want to check it out because If you want to have your Facebook checked out, take a look at that daily training schedule next week. It's going to be somewhere in there. I'm going to post a question, and whoever has the top 5 that are going to text me, you'll have that Facebook taken a look at. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day. We will see you at the beaches of the world. And if Molly and I don't see you at the beaches of the world because of COVID, we'll definitely see you at the bank. Have a great, great weekend. Molly?
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on the training tomorrow morning. Take care.